Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new, welcome, and my forehead's shining bright like a diamond. If you new, welcome, and if you've been here before, welcome back. My name is Yapsara. You can also call me Yebi, and in today's video, y'all, I just want to share with you how my year has gone sitting with the Lord. Basically, the Lord has called me into consecration without me even realizing that that was what was about to happen. And since the moment I quit my job in January. Since the moment I quit my job, I have legit just been sitting with him every single day this year. So for the past 10 months, it has been a wild ride, okay, because I haven't been working, there's no income. You can only imagine the types of things that have been happening. So I just want to share with y'all kind of how my journey has gone, because even though it has been rough, I have been blessed. I'm not gonna cry. Y'all, if you're new here, just know that your girl is a crier, okay? But if you've been here before, then you already know. But I have had the pleasure and the honor of sitting with the Lord and really getting to know who Jesus is. And even though it's been really rough, you know, to sit with him and deny myself of just like worldly things, okay. It's not how I thought the video was gonna start, okay? But I guess this is where we're going. It's not what I thought it was gonna be. It's not what I wanted, but it's like, okay, let me just tell y'all how this all started. I got my tissue. For those of y'all who aren't familiar with my testimony, I actually came from the New Age spirituality world. I was really into spirituality. I wanted to start a sound healing business because I'm a singer. I love music, but the Lord actually woke me up out of the deception after 4 years literally of being just lost in the sauce. He actually ended up waking me up about the fact that I was in deception with the New Age spirituality thing at the exact same time. Like, God is so just at the exact same time that I was quitting my job. So I want you to track his hand, okay? Because there are so many details that I could tell y'all, but this might be something that you just gotta subscribe and like this video, y'all. But this is gonna be something that I'm probably gonna end up sharing with y'all over time because there's just so many details. But to condense it a little bit, I worked in DC, but I used to like plan these super elaborate events for some really some tier 1 buildings in DC. If you're from the DMV, can you please comment down below, because maybe we could plan a link up one day, who knows. But I worked in DC and I used to make these elaborate events. It looked so beautiful, but behind the scenes, I was literally stressed out because of how there was just so much pressure, y'all. It was so much pressure. If y'all want, I can make a separate video of just how I quit my job and that whole testimony, because that was a whole thing. It was right around this time in December that I ended up, the Lord actually gave me a specific date to quit my job, okay? To put in the 2 weeks notice. So I put in my 2 weeks notice, and I still had not woken up from the deception of New Age. I'm thinking that when I quit this job, that the Lord is going to, that God, because I didn't really know Jesus, but that God was gonna help me start my sound healing business. And that's the track that my mind was on, you know? And I was like, okay, bet I'm gonna quit this job. I'm gonna start my business. I'm gonna turn this room that I'm in now, I'm gonna turn this room into like a little studio, and I'm gonna have sound healing sessions, and I'm gonna help set people free, and like all of this is me in my brain. I put in my 2 weeks notice, and I kid y'all not, in between the time that I put in my 2 weeks notice and the time that the 2 weeks was up, I had come to Christ. Like, I had woke up. He woke me up. I will share that. I'll probably share that in a separate video as well. As you can see, there's going to be a couple videos, but there was a specific way and moment that the Lord woke me up, and I literally feel like I had a Paul conversion. Like, I literally feel like one day I was in spirituality, and then the next day I believe it was just Jesus, 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 Jesus. Like I was on fire for Jesus. It just always like, it's you, people don't, I feel like people who knew me before probably don't believe it, or like they're really confused, because I literally like I snapped. It was like literally a snap, and then everything changed. So I kid you not, I just came to Christ and I just quit my job, and it just catapulted me into the journey that I've been on since then. I want to know what's wild? When I used to work at my job, I am a person that I kind of just live in the spirit. Even before I came to Christ, like I am just very spiritual by nature. So I just always want to be in the sky. You get what I'm saying? Like I want to be in the sky. And I would be at my job, and my job was very like, you got to be on the ground. Like you got to get this done. This has to happen. Da, 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 da. So I used to literally pray, and I'd be like, God, you know, like whatever I do in life, like I just want to be in your presence. Like I don't want to feel like I have to turn myself on and off. Like I just want to be able to be in the, and back then it was like be in the spirit, like, you know, just be like, you know what I mean? I didn't want to feel like I had to leave God to go and do something. And mind y'all, I have always loved God since I was a little girl. Like it's like I was in spirituality, and like I fell into the deception, but my heart always belonged to the Lord. Like I didn't really know him, but everything, like my whole life, I lived it as though I did. You get what I'm saying? It was like even then, it was still this desire to just be in his presence, to just sit with him all day. But little did I know that this was the way that he was about to answer that prayer. It's so wild. It's so wild. I end up leaving the job, and since then, it has been a whole journey of, honestly, y'all, I feel like the entire year, because, you know, I started the year, I came to Christ, I had a revelation that Jesus was God, but I still didn't really know him yet. You get what I'm saying? Like, I knew that he was God, but I didn't know him. Like, I didn't know him. So the entire year, I could go down a million different paths with this, but the entire year has been him really just breaking me down. I'm not gonna lie, has been him breaking me down. But every time that he breaks me, it's like I see a little bit more of him. And this is why I be crying, because it's like, it's like, you know, it's like an overflow of like the love of Jesus. And it's like, you know, I live at home with my parents. I live in the basement. So I kind of got my own thing going on in the basement, but, you know, I ain't really trying to be here, because ever since I came back, it's like, I've just wanted to leave. Like, I kid you not, because, you know, who wants to move back in their childhood home? And I've experienced a lot of trauma in my childhood. So it like rehashed everything. And it's like, once I quit my job, like I was so in a rush to just get somewhere, you know, like, okay, Lord, like I quit. And so like, what we doing? But I kid you not, the entire year has felt like my feet have been like I've just been dangling in thin air, because there's just been so much that he's helped me see. And it was my heart. He has spent the entire year aligning my heart to his heart. And I said this to one of my friends, you know, sometimes it's not really like, sometimes our heart and the Lord's heart, this has been me like a lot this year. Literally up until now I can say my heart is in alignment with the Lord, truly. But before, it was like I was always a little bit off, you know, not because like, and I feel like this happens to a lot of us where, you know, we might accidentally slip into our flesh, or, you know, we might want to, you know what I mean? Like, you might accidentally slip into a fleshly desire, like when it comes to money, when it comes to building a business, when it comes to doing this or doing that, like whatever it is. And it doesn't really, it's like, it's unintentional, but sometimes like we just don't have a deep revelation of who Jesus is. So sometimes like we'll be right here, but we miss it by just that that little bit. Some people are all the way out here. This is Jesus, this is everybody else. But you know, the more that we sit with him, the more that he calls us, it's like we get closer. But I felt like I was right here, where it's like right when I was about to align, I just kept missing him. So this entire year, I feel like he's just been working on my heart. And I kid y'all not, like, it's so different when you know Jesus, like, in here, you know? It's so different because it's like, I started the year, you know, really loving God. Like, it wasn't ever that I didn't love God. I loved Jesus when I came to know him, like February, March, April, all these months are passing by. And you know, I love God. And I've made videos here on YouTube. Some of y'all are already subscribed. Some of y'all don't know me yet, but some of y'all are subscribed. You know, I was putting out prophetic words. I was sharing this because I was really just trying to figure out like what God wanted me to do. But it's like slowly over time, I don't even know how to explain it, y'all. But like, it's like I really started to know and feel the fact that like he loves me. You know? And I feel like, okay, that's enough. I feel like, you know, it's not the traditional way. It's like, it's really annoying to have to just sit down. You know, every time I try to get up, if I wanted to get a job, he wouldn't, it's not his will. His will for me this year was literally to just be at his feet, to get to know him. It's not the traditional path that the world would look at and be like, that's it. You know, but I kid y'all not, in these small, like, nobody wants to just sit down. I didn't want to just sit down. I fought the Lord heavy all year. Like, why are we sitting still? I sat still for a month. I sat still for 2 months. I sat still for 5. I sat still for 8. We still going. And the Lord is still, like, I still kind of am in that place where I'm still just sitting with him. But it's like, it's not the way that the world would see it. Nobody wants to just quit their job and sit with the Lord. It's crazy. Yes, my finances, they're in the what is it? In the gutter. It's been a hard year. Like, don't let none of this fool you, because I have been dragging myself to the finish line. I kid you not. On my stomach, like literally just trying to make it to the end, because I believe God, right? Like, I believe that I'm in the right place. I know that what I'm doing is the will of God. And though it doesn't look like what would typically look like, what it's supposed to look like, in these 10 months, I genuinely believe God has done more in me by just me sitting still with him than he could have done with me, or that he could do anything, but that he would have done in 10 years. Like, me sitting with the Lord in these 10 months, in just this year, I genuinely feel has expedited my growth and my journey. You know, there's a scripture in, I think it's in Isaiah, where the Lord says, a little one will become, okay, don't quote me, I'm gonna put it somewhere on here, but that a little one will become a nation, and a small one something. But he says, I, the Lord, will hasten it in its time. That it's like God is above time, and that it's the same way with my conversion. Like, how I came to Christ, like in an instant. It's like you can never know how God is moving, but I just know that God is doing something special, and he's been preparing me. And I genuinely feel like from the beginning of the year to where I'm at now, like, I feel completely different, because I understand I can't say I understand it in its fullness, but like, I know the love of Jesus. Like, he is everything. Like, before, where I would have wanted to move, and I would have wanted some money, and I would have wanted this, and I would have wanted that. Like, now when the Lord gives it to me, it's like nothing can compare. You get what I'm saying? Like, nothing can compare to him. So I can't leave him. It's like when he gives me whatever it is that he wants to do, like, my heart belongs to him, like, and I choose that. Like, that's my true authentic choice. Like, nothing in the world could ever compare to him. And I think that that's what he wanted me to get to in the year. You know, it's been a lot of trial and error. Okay, your girl is doing a lot right now. Okay? It's been a lot of trial and error, but at the end of the day, it's like I can have this confidence that like I would leave it all again for him any day, because he is so much better. You know? Okay, my forehead really shining bright like a diamond. I think I'm about to wrap this video up. But he is literally better. He's better. And so even though your girl been broke as a joke, and even though like, and despite all of that, like God still makes a way for the things that I need. Like he still has provided everything. I don't have everything that I want and everything that would make me comfortable, but I cannot say that the Lord is not present. I can't say that he hasn't provided, because he's been there for everything. So it's like, if I gotta be a little down bad for a little bit, for me to really be in alignment with the Lord, like I can be somebody that he trusts, you know? I can be somebody that he can trust to lead, trust to oversee, trust to give things to, because it's like I'm gonna do what he wants. Like my life is literally his. And honestly, to get to that point in 10 months, even that's a miracle. It's miraculous. Because what? Everything that I feel like also that I've learned in this time sitting with him in consecration, you know, not working, not doing anything, but literally just sitting with him. It's like, it's built a foundation, you know, it's built a foundation where I truly believe that anything that happens in my life after this season of my life, that I can always look back at something that he taught me in this time, and it's like I'll find the answer in it. You know what I mean? It's built a foundation where I can always come back to what I went through in consecration for that next season of my life. Like, God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. Okay, I think I'm done, y'all. I think I'm done. If you have also been in a season like this, please comment down below and just share your story, share your testimony. I would love to read it. And I'm pretty sure it would encourage other people as well. But if you are feeling that tug too for the Lord, that he wants to sit with you, you know, that he wants you to put some things down, to make some room for him. Yes, it's not going to be easy. I can't tell you it'll be easy. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard. But you literally get Jesus, and it's worth it. Okay? So, yeah. As you can see, because your girl ain't a mess for no reason. It's hard, but it's so worth it because he's so good. Yeah, I'm done. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video if you made it this far. Okay, I'm done. I'm done because your girl is a whole puddle. I'll probably continue this in maybe like a series. Drop it down below if you want to see part 3, part 5, 4, 5, 10. And yeah, I love y'all. I pray that you all have a beautiful and blessed day. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in my next video.